Welcome to the bold analysis. I need to start with the question: why did we tell the cabinet secretaries to appear in parliament if those sessions are actually scripted? There are two incidences that I want us to review in parliament today. The situation on the ground on which Senator Eddy Oketch, Migori senator, was thrown out, and looking also at the heckling incident of Cheruiyot. Because the Cheruiyot incident came first, and I want you to compare the two so that we can make an informed opinion as to what exactly happened in parliament and why we are shielding cabinet secretaries. I've looked at those two incidences, and I can tell you, Sifuna, who was heckled by Cheruyiot, was seated next to Eddy Oketch. He actually sits next to Eddy Oketch. And that proceeding, those two incidences, I want you to make sure you watch this video to the end so that you see it, because I want to demonstrate the two incidences so that we make an informed opinion on this. Sifuna survived by a whisker, and someone wanted to ensure that Sifuna is thrown out of the house. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos, and thank you very much for supporting this podcast. We do this, we produce this video each and every day because of your support. Kindly subscribe. Subscription is absolutely free. There is no money going to be deducted from your account. The advantage is when you subscribe, whenever we publish a video, you will be getting notifications. And that is why I'm still asking you to subscribe. It is on record that Cheruiyot, the Kericho senator, heckled Edwin Sifuna during that parliamentary session. And without much ado, I want you to take some time and watch this video.
Yeah, so if he has arrived, then we need to proceed. But these games, Waziri, they must come to an end. Because just a minute. Honorable Speaker, please allow us to speak, Majority Leader. I am on the floor. Why are you heckling us? Why are you heckling us? This is not your house. Leader, this is not your house.
Majority Leader.
All of us.
Majority
and the
Leader.
information that we have comes from the Speaker.
Majority Leader.
You can't heckle us all the time. Can you throw him out? Honorable
Majority
Speaker.
Leader. Order.
No, Honorable Speaker, this is unacceptable.
Order, Senator.
Even if I was asked to be nicer, I will not
Senator.
allow this provocation to continue.
You started heckling. Okay, then let's stop it at there. Let him finish and listen to him in silence.
Speaker,
yes, Senator Sifuna.
Honorable Speaker, how is it in order for somebody who's younger than me to call himself my elder? We in which society? And in this particular house, Honorable Speaker, there is nothing like seniority coming from how old you are. It is what is in your brain. It is what is in your head. So you can't come here heckling and telling us you are senior to us, Honorable Cheruyiot. You are just lucky that I have been directed to be nice. Otherwise, you would have seen the full wrath of Edwin Sifuna. Honorable Speaker, I want these demons who have been sent to tempt me to break the directive by my party leader to depart from me. Leave me alone. Honorable Speaker, therefore, now that I have seen the CS, I will take my seat because it was very critical. But as Senator Wambua has said, the communication to this house
He was on the floor of the house.
Yeah, please.
Allow him to finish? Senator
can you throw
Cheruiyot.
this guy out? Is Senator Cheruiyot above the law? Is Senator Cheruiyot above the law, Honorable Speaker?
Order, Senators.
He can't heckle like this.
Order, Senators.
He can't heckle like this.
Order, Senators. Order. He's addressing his issue now. Can we allow him to finish? Let's listen to the senator in silence. Senator Sifuna, just conclude.
Honorable Speaker, it is very unfair. If it was Senator Sifuna behaving like this heckler from Kericho, I would have been thrown out by now. Can you apply the rules equally? No, apply the rules equally. Apply the rules equally. Honorable Speaker, I wanted to say lastly. No, throw him out, Bwana. One is he above the law? He's not above the law. He's not above the law. You are not above the law, Senator Cheruiyot. No. No.
Senator Sifuna. Senator Sifuna.
Let me conclude.
Before you conclude, there's a point of order. Before you conclude, Senator Cheruiyot, what is your point of order?
How can somebody who is out of order be given a point of order? He is already out of order. How can he stand up unless the point of order is against himself?
And we will seize, we will not, Senator Cheruiyot, take your seat. Take your seat. Take your seat. Take your seat, Senator. Take your seat. 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 Senator Cheruiyot, I will find you grossly out of order. You started heckling. You were heckling against him. You did not behave orderly yourself, Senator Cheruiyot. You were not orderly. You started heckling and Senator Cheruiyot, you started heckling and I let you. I did not bring you to order. You will now, I will find you grossly out of order. All the time when Senator I was going to give you a point of order so that you can respond, but you were not behaving orderly. So I have to put a stop to this.
You yourself have said he was heckling. A person who heckles is a heckler. That is what you call him. Senator Cheruiyot of Kericho was heckling me. He's a heckler. You yourself have made that decision. I will not allow anyone to bully me in this house. I did not come here because of Cheruiyot's graces. I was elected by the people of Nairobi. He is not bigger than anyone in this house.
Sifuna was heckled. And even the speaker acknowledged. Until you can hear Sifuna saying there, if it was another member, would have been thrown out. Wajir Senator, the son to Haji, was actually the standby speaker. And the whole thing turned dramatic. Later on, Aaron Cheruiyot and Cherergei ganged up against Sifuna, and they were pushing Sifuna to apologize, and Sifuna declined. And I think that was in order, because surely Aaron Cheruiyot heckled Sifuna. Now, this happened just moments before. This happened when Adan Duale walked in Parliament. And let me tell you, the script was laid. This argument between the two was actually settled by Kajwang, who is saying that this hula baloo of asking people to apologize is just hitting people's egos. And after Sifuna refused.
As the chair, I did direct you. Even though Senator Cheruiyot has said he's not even looking for you to withdraw and apologize. But as the chair, I had already given a ruling. So for the sake of sanity and so that we can proceed, just withdraw so that it does not appear that you called Senator Cheruiyot a heckler. Just withdraw, Senator Sifuna. Senator Sifuna. Senator Sifuna, just withdraw so that we can proceed.
The initial request was to expunge certain statements from the Hansard. And Mr. Speaker, I think that is fair enough. If they can be expunged, let us not push these things of apologies, because we are now getting into brittle egos, Mr. Speaker. I urge you to direct this House and to take control of this House so that we can train our guns on the Cabinet Secretary rather than on ourselves. Please, let this House remain the upper house. Let this House be a house of decorum.
So they spent more time and delayed the time that was supposed to be given to CS Aden Duale. And the majority side had actually staged that kind of delay. But there were pertinent questions that Aden Duale needed to respond to. And one of them is that by the time Duale was walking to Parliament, clinical officers who have been on strike for the last 2 days, demanding audience with the energy, with the health CS, were camping outside Parliament. And the chief whip, my friend Boni Halwale, asked the speaker to send someone, or that to adjourn at the house for a minute, or that to send someone to take the memoranda from the clinical officers and hand it over to the CS, or rather present questions to the CS.
Speaker, as you will notice, we are all straining to follow the proceedings. And Mr. Speaker, I've consulted the Sergeant at Arms. That noise you're hearing is from doctors, clinical officers, and other members of the Universal Health Care, UHC. Mr. Speaker, could you resort to standing order number 1? You suspend the sitting for 5 minutes so that we can go and receive the memorandum. Hand over to the minister since he's now here. He has deliberately, Mr. Speaker, refused to talk to those doctors. And that's why they have strategically come when he's here, so that then we can hand over to him and interrogate. If need be, you order him to go and receive that. Both exits are blocked.
Senator,
Mr. Speaker, sir, before Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion.
Order, senators. Let's listen in silence.
Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, you recall on the 25th of June, that is how the National Assembly continued ignoring. As people pushed, they were continuing to vote. Let us respond to the public, hear them out, so that for the first time, we capture the minister for these members of staff who have found it impossible to get in.
And that was overruled. So when Duale walked in, they created a scenario to say that, time had gone. And Duale answered many questions. But on the question of United Health officers, the clinical officers, was actually pending. And Senator Eddy, of course, they were now working on priority. Senator Eddy requested that it is very urgent because the clinical officers are actually protesting outside. We can actually suspend the others, but at least let us make sure we answer the question on the UHC. And just because of that, I want you to, and let's be fair, was Speaker in order to throw out Eddy Oketch? Eddy Oketch refused.
Your Honor, Madam Speaker, may we postpone all those other questions, but the CS answers
Senator
the question
Eddy,
of
please sit down. Senator Eddy,
UHC.
I have ruled on that question. I have ruled on that question.
I'm not overruling you, Madam Speaker. I'm just
Senator Eddy, sit down. You're actually being a nuisance. Senator Cheruiyot, 1 minute. Order, Senator Uroba. You are not co-chairing with me.
Madam Speaker, if they continue disturbing you, invoke 122. Standing 122. Madam Speaker, could I ask the Cabinet Secretary?
Senator Eddy, can the Sergeant at Arms escort Senator Eddy out?
Madam Speaker, can I ask? Can I ask the
Proceed,
question?
Senator.
Madam Speaker, thank you. Could I ask?
Order, Senator Eddy. Order, Senator Eddy.
Could I ask the Cabinet Secretary that in light with the court's decision that the verification committee that he formed was unconstitutional and illegal, how is he going to ensure verification of NHIF pending bills and ensure, Madam Speaker, we have both verifiable and non-verifiable under NHIF? Because I told Waziri when he appeared that under Article 229 of the Constitution, the Office of the Auditor General should be the one verifying the pending bills. What is his options on the table? And I gave him for free. I didn't even charge him. It was
Senator
pro bono.
Cheruiyot, please sit down. Before the minister answers, Senator Eddy, please withdraw from the House. Senator Eddy, please withdraw from the House. Sergeant at Arms, pursuant to Sergeant at Arms, please assist in withdrawing Senator Eddy from the House. CS, can you answer the question?
Thank you.
Order, Senators, please. Order, Senator. I have directed that you leave the House. The Sergeant at Arms may now proceed to move him out. Senator Eddy, I have directed that you withdraw from the House. Sergeant at Arms, we will not proceed unless you actually escort Senator Eddy out. Please do not defy the chair. Eddy, I am ordering that I'm directing that you withdraw for the remainder of this sitting, please. All the members who are around Eddy, please go take your seats. Take back your seats. Senator Beatrice, Senator Gloria, please go take your seats. Senator Beatrice, Senator Gloria, Senator Kavindu, please take your seats. Senator Korir, what's your point of order? Senator Korir, is your point of order still relevant? Can we listen to the CS, please? Please, let's listen to the CS.
But if you look at that video, was Speaker in order to throw out Eddy Oketch? And it was actually an overreacted. Number two, I want to make some observations on that. Number one, the Speaker overreacted. And I don't want, and let me use the word overreacted with acted a state script. That was a script to ensure that that question is not there. And that is why he was demanding that let Eddy Oketch, she was demanding that let Eddy Oketch be thrown out. So she was totally out of order. But equally, I'm not so much acquainted with the standing orders. But after the Speaker demanded Eddy to leave the chambers, there was no need of nagging around. The order was there. It had to be effected. I saw senators now going to hoover around Eddy Oketch, and I'm told it had to take a Kajuan to go and beg Eddy just to leave the house, because of course there were going to be more other penalties. Now, this is it. I think Eddy might also just have decided, could have just walked out. Sometimes, even if you are wrong, there are battles you can't win, because Eddy was seated next to Sifuna, and I can see Sifuna and Eddy Oketch were marked men in that Senate. So Sifuna survived an attempt to be thrown out of the Senate. He actually survived. And I see Eddy Oketch was thrown out. And of course, Eddy Oketch was also emboldened, having seen what had happened earlier. Now, if that is the environment that things are, and one thing that I'm really mourning, that really doesn't augur well with all this fiasco is this. The cabinet secretaries are supposed to appear to answer pertinent questions. Now, if the time they're supposed to answer questions, then the whole thing is scripted, such that they cannot even answer those questions, then honestly, what is the need of cabinet secretaries appearing in parliament? I talked to some few people, some few parliamentary journalists. They say that, do you know, before a cabinet secretary appear for questions, he or she can even send some money to bribe members of, some people, so that he can get friendly questions. So that some questions are not asked because probably the CS does not have answers on some of these questions. And then if the whole thing is protecting CS, then why are CS appearing? And I looked at, it was unfair to throw Eddy Oketch out of the Senate. And the speaker acted like it was a premeditated move. If you audit the situation, honestly, it did not warrant. And in fact, what is calling disorderly came after Eddy Oketch declined. Eddy Oketch declined to leave. That's when the issue of the disorderly came. But probably we will look at more reviews on this. I'm really going to look at this, and you can see what exactly this looks like. I can see some interpretations here. The UDA battalion were plotting to eject a clique of ODM senators from the chambers. And what am I seeing? The ODM must be very keen, must be very wary on how they trade in the Senate. The state is plotting some impeachment against their governor. MCAs have been summoned to come from some Nairobi meeting. Sifuna Orengo wrote a letter saying that, he must be part of that delegation. He cannot be isolated because he's part of the leadership of CIA. If ODM senators are going to be pulled out of the house on some disciplinary grounds, before they know, this could have been part of a well-hatched scheme to remove from the house senators from the ODM that will not play ball. So they must be very careful. Or there is a bill that is supposed to be debated, or something supposed to go, and there is a scheme to make sure that for some period, some of them that probably are seen as vocal are actually knocked out of the house. Then the second observation I can make here is the cabinet appearance in the parliament is a mere formality without adding, and it's not adding any value if the whole thing is scripted. The broad-based environment is eroding the discipline in the house. Remember, outside here, those who try to oppose President Ruto from ODM party are actually branded as saboteurs, are branded as people who are betraying the cause. If that is the kind of mentality that is being taken to the chambers, then the broad-based thing is actually eroding the institution of parliament, the institution called parliament. At least, even if you want to get second term, but you'll just get your second term, but don't destroy the institutions. The institution of parliament is getting destroyed in the altar of broad-based administration. The other issue is this. Duale protection scheme that is well seen in that strategy can only show that he did have concrete answers for the question of clinical officers. Too bad. A sad day for the sanctity of the House of Parliament. Thank you.